Welcome. So this is going to be a list of 8 SUVs that seniors drive the most. Now, a lot of data was pulled from Central Florida in retirement communities such as the Villages and on top of the world. So these SUVs on this list are the ones that seniors prefer the most in this particular area, but I'm sure this applies to the rest of the country as well. So pretty much all across the board, a lot of seniors would choose these SUVs on this list. So that's what we're going to discuss. We're going to discuss these SUVs, how much power they put out, what seniors like most about them, the base price, and all that good stuff. Okay, so pull up a chair, grab a snack, and let's jump right in. Okay, so let's talk about the Lexus NX. Okay, so it looks good, its seats are plush and comfy, and it delivers a very good ride quality. So this Lexus NX is classified as a subcompact luxury SUV. Now, reliability is a key factor in the purchasing decision for many seniors, and a Lexus is a wise choice, since this particular brand always scores highly in various quality and overall dependability studies. With this smaller SUV, you can get a conventional gas-powered version, a conventional hybrid, or a plug-in hybrid. So you do have a few options depending on if you prefer a lower base price or if you want better performance and efficiency. Now in my area, I notice a lot of elderly or older drivers riding around in these NXs. On the inside, the NX has seating for 5 and up to 46.9 cubic feet of cargo space. A 9.8 inch or an optional 14 inch touchscreen is the focal point of the cockpit. And of course you get all those nice things like heated front seats, a fast response interior heater, and dual zone climate control. Now while the NX may not be the sportiest vehicle in its class, it does deliver a smooth and refined driving experience. The suspension effectively absorbs road imperfections, giving you a very comfy ride. The available hybrid and plug-in hybrid powertrains offer excellent fuel efficiency and reduced emissions. So if you want to be environmentally friendly, the NX is a solid choice. As far as engine choices, you can get a 2.4 liter turbocharged inline-4, a 2.5 liter inline-4, a 2.5 liter inline-4 hybrid, or a 2.5 liter inline-4 plug-in hybrid. So this vehicle produces anywhere between 203 and 304 horsepower. You get peppy performance with the 304 horsepower, but let's keep in mind, this is an NX and it's not supposed to be a thrill ride, even in the F Sport trim. That's a sportier trim, but it's just not going to be like an all-out performer like an AMG or something like that. So instead, this small crossover is made for cruising to the store or to the mall and riding around in the parking lot. So this is a fine vehicle for leisurely trips or going sightseeing with friends and family. So if all of that sounds nice, expect a base price of $39,400. Next up, we have the Mazda CX-90. Now, I know, not all seniors would like a smaller SUV. Many actually prefer larger vehicles, and for good reason. I mean, a lot of those are much easier to get in and out of, so it's perfectly understandable. So for the ones looking for more space to haul around the grandchildren or simply want extra cargo space, the Mazda CX-90 is an outstanding choice. It has 3 rows of seating, and you can say this is one of the more inexpensive 6-cylinder crossovers. You can get these fully loaded with the 340 horsepower 6-cylinder. Now that's the kind of power you get from some dedicated luxury brands. So on the inside, the CX-90 has a 12.3 inch display, and this can be found on all models with the exception of the base model, which have a smaller display. The CX-90 manages to balance refinement and sportiness, and most of its controls are simple enough to figure out quickly. And based on research, these have above average reliability. So if you're a senior looking at this vehicle, what you will like most about this is the spacious interior. Legroom and headroom are plentiful in all 3 rows. You and your grandchildren can enjoy a comfy ride even on long road trips. There's tons of space in the cargo area, so yeah, plenty of space for luggage and gear. So let's talk about the engine choices. The Mazda CX-90 gives you 3 different engines to choose from, and remember, the CX-90 does not have a V6, okay? It has an inline 6. So the standard engine is a turbocharged 3.3 liter inline 6, and this engine produces 280 horsepower. Next up, we have the high output 3.3 liter inline 6 turbo engine. This is the engine I mentioned earlier with the 340 horsepower. And lastly, we have the plug-in hybrid. So overall, this one cranks out 323 horsepower. The CX-90's turbocharged engine will give you smooth and powerful performance. So whether you're cruising on the highway or navigating city traffic, the engine provides ample power and responsiveness. The vehicle's all-wheel drive system ensures excellent traction and stability in various driving conditions. So with the CX-90, expect a base price of $37,800. Next up, we're going to talk about the new Chevy Blazer. So this new crossover is nothing like the Blazer from back in the day, and it's nothing like the S10 Blazer either. But we can say this new Blazer looks modern. It continues the trend we see with so many new SUVs nowadays, especially up front, with the whole divorced headlights. So we got the daytime running lights where the headlights should be, and the real headlights somewhere down in the bumper. But on the inside, despite its sporty looks, this SUV is quite spacious with a lot of substance. And the entire design was heavily inspired by the Camaro, the exterior as well as the interior. It has a neat climate control system that features round air vents below the center stack, and every Blazer comes with a 10.2-inch touchscreen. You can get a 227 horsepower turbocharged 4-banger or a 308 horsepower V6. Behind the second row, it has 30.5 cubic feet of cargo space. Now, I do see a lot of seniors driving these in my area as well. Maybe they had an old school Blazer back in the day and decided to buy this new one for its namesake. And of course, you can get the EV, but we'll talk about that one in a different video. Besides, most people still prefer the regular ICE version, okay, the regular internal combustion engine gas power version. Okay, so for the standard Blazer, expect a base price of $35,400. Next up, we have the Kia Telluride. Now this thing is quite large. This is roughly the same size as a Tahoe or Yukon from the late 90s. And I recall seeing one of these on the road for the first time when they first came out, thinking it was a full-size SUV, but actually it's not. Kia markets its Telluride as a mid-size SUV that has a ton of interior space, a comfy ride, and advanced technology features. And you can get a variety of different trim levels. Buyers of this SUV enjoys its large touchscreen, which provides easy access to a variety of functions and apps. A panoramic sunroof gives you a bright and airy cabin, and you can choose either front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. Now, as far as the engine, as of right now, you can only get the 3.8 liter V6. Now, auto manufacturers usually revise their engine lineups for any particular vehicle. So, you know, throughout the years, they might increase the horsepower or they might add another engine option, but as I record this video, the only engine you can get is a 3.8 liter V6 with 291 horsepower. Since we're talking about the Telluride, let's go ahead and talk about its cousin. So as some of you probably know, Hyundai Motor Group owns Kia, so naturally some of their vehicles will share similar mechanics. Now both of these SUVs are built on the same platform and have the same exterior and interior dimensions with the exception of cargo space. So let's talk about a few of the basic similarities. Both of these have the 3.8 liter V6 with 291 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque. Both can tow up to 5,000 pounds, and both have an 8-speed automatic transmission. Now, depending on who you ask, the Palisade has a softer and cushier ride, while if you drive a Telluride, it's going to feel sportier with a much firmer suspension. So the 2025 Palisade starts at $36,800 for the base SC, but it can quickly go over $55,000 once you start piling on the options. Okay, so let's talk about the Lexus RX. So this is our second Lexus on this list. Now this is a little bigger than something like, say, a Genesis GV70. Overall, the design language looks great. The spindle grille is not as obnoxious as the other Lexus SUVs. So buyers of the RX can get either a 9.8-inch touchscreen or an optional 14-inch touchscreen, which is available on higher trim levels. Now this one is also very practical with 29.6 cubic feet of space in the back row. So if you want to be more frugal, you can stay under 50 grand if you stick with the base powertrain and is 275 horsepower, which is more than enough for the typical buyer in this segment. However, a plug-in hybrid with a combined 366 horsepower is also available, so older drivers will likely appreciate it for its ability to run on electric power by itself, making city commutes especially quiet. So this is also a solid choice, and in my area I also see many mature drivers with the new latest generation Lexus RX. Next up, we have the Honda CR-V. Now, this was a toss-up with the Honda Passport, but based on a little bit of research, more seniors aged 65 and up chose the CR-V over the Passport and Pilot. They even chose the Accord quite a bit more, but we'll discuss sedans in a different video. But overall, the CR-V is a great pick. The CR-V's infotainment system operates through a 7-inch touchscreen on the LX and EX trim levels, and the EXL is the one that gets the 9-inch touchscreen. Mature buyers are attracted to the standard driver assistance technology that Honda offers in the CR-V. Along with automated emergency braking, this compact SUV comes with a driver attention monitor, lane keeping assist, and a backseat reminder. So expect a base price of $31,400, but of course, that number can swell up to over 40 grand rather quickly. This is an all-around great choice not only for older drivers, but anyone looking for a reliable and practical SUV. On the inside, you get plenty of space, and there is a range of powertrain options and advanced safety features. The interior provides ample space for you and your passengers, and if you got some extra cargo to bring along. The thoughtfully designed cabin layout enhances comfort and ergonomics, ensuring a pleasant driving experience. There is a standard 8-inch touchscreen, but a larger 10.5-inch touchscreen is available on higher trim levels. Under the hood, you can get a gas-powered engine or a hybrid powertrain. A 203 horsepower 2.5-liter 4-cylinder is paired to an 8-speed automatic and is the standard engine. The RAV4 Hybrid also has a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder engine in conjunction with a 2-motor hybrid system. All of this makes a combined 219 horsepower. These RAV4 hybrids come with all-wheel drive and a CVT transmission. The RAV4 plug-in hybrid also comes with a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder engine along with a dual-motor hybrid system, except this time it makes a combined 302 horsepower. It is exclusively available with all-wheel drive and a CVT. This one is the quickest, with a 0 to 60 time of just 5.7 seconds. So whether you prioritize performance, fuel efficiency, or a combination of both, this SUV has you covered. Expect a base price of $28,600, but keep in mind that price can easily pass 40 grand once you start piling on the options. Okay, so that does it for this list. Expect more videos similar to this one in the near future. So thanks for watching, and as always, I will catch you guys in the next one.